We welcome you to Bella Vista High School Stadium in Fair Oaks, California on this cold and possibly soon to be rainy November 1st, Friday evening in 2024. It is Bella Vista getting set to take on Vista del Lago, but we have some important business to attend to before we get started with the football game. It is senior night here at Bella Vista, and right now football players and band members and cheerleaders are all lined up outside the Bronco Head here at Bella Vista High School, as we are going to be honoring those who in the spring of 2025 will be walking the stage and will be graduating. This is their final football game of the 2024 season. Welcome to Bella Vista High School. Welcome to Bella Vista football here on BV Live Sports. I'm George Tharlson. Aaron Keogh will be joining me a little bit later on. He's actually down on the field for senior night because Max, the starting linebacker and starting center for Bella Vista, is one of the players, his son. So right now we are going to join the festivities here for senior night here at Bella Vista High School.
All right, let's get started. We're going to start with our football players. This is our seniors. Number 1, Mark Newton. Mark is being escorted by his dad, mom, stepdad, brother, sister, and girlfriend. Mark's favorite football memory is scoring his first varsity touchdown as a sophomore. Let's give it up for Mark. And now, our 4-year Bronco player, number 2, JT Thomas. JT is being escorted by his mother and father. His favorite football moment was when he was a JV football player and he got a fumble and also an interception in the same game. Next up, number 3, Dean Caldwell.
I love you, Dean.
Dean is being escorted by his mom and his dad. Let's hear it for Dean. All right, next up, number 5, Kalik Vaughn. Kalik is being escorted by his mom, dad, and Nana. Kalik's favorite memory of football is the team dinners. All right, we have another 4-year Bronco player, number 6, Alejandro Vigil Vasquez. Alex is being escorted by his dad, Ramiro, his mom, Denise, and younger brother and sister. Number 7, quarterback Riley Dick. Riley is being escorted by his mother, sisters, and brothers-in-law, niece, and nephews. His favorite football memory is making it to the playoffs last year. All right, number 8, varsity captain Jace Budenbender. Jace is being escorted by his mom, dad, and grandmother. His favorite football memory was playing against his former and rival school, Casa Roble. Number 14, Maxwell Prucher. Maxwell is being escorted by his dad, mom, brother, and girlfriend. One of his favorite football memories was playing in the Cowbell Classic. Next up, number 15, Marcelo Cruz. Marcelo is being escorted by his mom, dad, and his Uncle Louis. All right, number 18, Nathaniel Bjorn. Nathaniel's being escorted by his family. This was his first time playing football, and he loves it. Number Number 19, Alex Dvorak. Alex is being escorted by his mom and dad. His favorite football memory is being able to play the sport he loves every day alongside his teammates who have become like family to him. All right, next up, another 4-year Bronco player, number 21, Matthew Bunny. Matthew is being escorted by his dad, mom, stepmom, and 2 older brothers. Matthew is planning on attending community college and studying fire science to become a firefighter. All right, number 52, Brennan Fernari. Brennan is being escorted by his mom. His favorite football memory is from his freshman year when his position coach gave him his nickname, Big B. Next up, number 54, Spencer Osinis. Spencer's being escorted by his dad, mom, little sister, and his girlfriend. His favorite memory is playing Duck, Duck, Goose in the end zone. All right, next up we have another 4-year Bronco player, number 55, Devin Crichton. Devin is being escorted by his mom, dad, and grandparents. His favorite football memory is practicing in the mud with his teammates and growing closer to them through all the hard work. Another 4-year Bronco player and a captain, number 56, Max Keogh. Max is being escorted by his family. Max's favorite football memory is winning the first varsity home game in 13 years against Hiram Johnson his sophomore year. Number 4-year Bronco player, number 58, Davin Williams. Davin is being escorted by his dad, mom, stepdad, and his younger brothers. Next up, number 59, Artur Shevchuk. He's being escorted by his dad, mom, younger brother, and younger sister. One of Artur's favorite memories is being cheered on by his team and coaches during his first game. All right, another 4-year Bronco player, number 71, Anthony Sampagnaro. Anthony is being escorted by his parents. Anthony plans to attend junior college in the fall. His favorite football memory is all the friends he has made along the way. Number 77, Tyler Eland. Tyler is being escorted by his mom, dad, and younger brother. His favorite football memory is the team making the playoffs after a 14-year drought. Number 87, Oscar Mortensen. Oscar's being escorted by his papa, mom, and older sister. His favorite memory is never being called by his actual name, just Kicker Dude. And the last player has not only managed to juggle 4 years of football, but also has been in the band all 4 years. Many have seen him in his football uniform while performing during halftime. And that's 4-year Bronco football player and 4-year band member, number 50, Ryan Warner. Ryan is being escorted by his mom, dad, grandma, older brother, and girlfriend, Miley. Ryan would like to thank the BV football coaches and band directors for allowing him the opportunity to participate in both intense programs. All right, let's hear it for your football class of 2025, senior football class. All right, now we're going to recognize our seniors in the band. Band Spirit Captain Aiden Donovan. Aiden is being escorted by his dad, mom, sister, and brother. His favorite thing about the band is the marching band competitions. Marching band William Gross. William is being escorted by his dad, Roger Gross. Brass captain Matthew Handy. Matthew is being escorted by his grandparents, parents, and siblings. His favorite band memories are pulling pranks with Aiden, Emmy, and Paul. Sienna Jack. She is being escorted by her mother and grandparents. Marching band electronic section lead, Jamie Champion. He's being escorted by his family. One of his favorite things about band is all the people he gets to meet and interact with. Emiliano Madrigal. He's being escorted by his family. Emmy's favorite memories of the band is their undefeated season in 2021 and soloing in this year's show. Marching band AJ Smith. AJ is being escorted by his mom and his stepdad. Wesley Stidger. Wesley is being escorted by his parents. Wesley's favorite band memory is singing Plants vs. Zombie music after winter comps with Seth. And Benji Workman. Benji is being escorted by their family. Benji loves playing and performing with their bandmates. All right, that's it for our seniors and band. Can we give a big hand for all of them? All right, next up is our cheer team. Varsity cheer captain, Jessie Castillo. Jessie is being escorted by her mom, dad, and brothers. Jessie's favorite part of cheer is the memories and bonds she has made with her team, and she will cherish forever. Varsity cheerleader, Savannah Coconos. Savannah is being escorted by her mom, dad, and 2 younger brothers. Her favorite cheer memory is homecoming game nights. Varsity cheerleader, Addison Jekyll. Addison is being escorted by her dad, Jason, mom, Jennifer, and stepdad, Derek. Varsity cheerleader, Jessica Lewis. Jessica is being escorted by her mom, brother, and sister. One of her favorite cheer memories is gaining new friends every season. Varsity cheerleader, Alexandria Lipscomb. Alexandria is being escorted by her mom, dad, and older brother. Alexandria's favorite cheer memory was coming in 2nd place at Nationals last year in Los Angeles. All right, the last senior we're going to recognize tonight, varsity cheerleader Madeline Espinosa. Madeline is being escorted by her mom, grandpa, and younger siblings.
Hey, congratulations to all our seniors. Give them a big round. All right, now I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a man who came to Bella Vista 5 years ago when we were in need of a little life support for our football program. He brought experience and built a strong coaching staff to revitalize a struggling program. Although this year our record doesn't show it, he has instilled a strong work ethic, high morals, and respect for our program. Coach Jim Gray announced to me at the beginning of the season that he would be retiring. Please stand and join me in honoring him on his final game after over 30 years of coaching football. 38, he says, to be exact. Thank you, Coach Gray. All right, let's play some football.
Well, it seems like it was just yesterday when it felt like a furnace outside and we were just getting started on the 2024 football campaign. And now here we are, game 10, cold, windy, the rain has started. Those are the conditions here at Bella Vista High School Stadium as the Broncos get set to host Vista del Lago in the final game of the regular season and the final game of the career of head coach Jim Gray. Vista comes into the game at 4-5. They are already playoff eligible. A win tonight over BV increases their chances of securing a postseason berth. And regardless of the outcome, the Eagle coaches and players will be waiting this weekend for word on a playoff invitation. For Bella Vista, it's a much different story. They were waiting for that word a year ago, but after reaching the playoffs for the first time in more than a decade, the Broncos, suffice it to say, have had a rough year. 0-9 at this point and hoping to secure a victory and send head coach Jim Gray into retirement with a win in his final game. It's a season full of injuries, penalties, turnovers, leaving the question for many of these games, what might have been. But the past is past and you can't change it, so it's best to forget about it and go out and lay it all on the line tonight. One last time for the seniors, one last time for the head coach, a chance for momentum heading into next year for the underclassmen, as tonight, from Fair Oaks, California, it's Vista del Lago and Bella Vista exclusively here on BV Live Sports. Good evening, everybody. George Thorolson and Aaron Keogh with you for one final game here at Bella Vista High School in 2024. Senior night, you just saw the seniors recognized, the senior football players, the senior band members, and the senior cheerleaders, and at least one senior football player who's also a band member. So, but that is done, and now it's time to get out there and play. And obviously 0-9 heading into the season, Aaron. You're pretty close to the program. You have a son on the team, obviously. What is the team? What's their I guess motivation, their spirit level this week heading into this final game?
Well, it's a good question, George, and I just came up from the field for my senior, and I was really surprised with how enthusiastic and optimistic the team is. I think that when you get to senior night and the realization of, hey, this is it for, over 25 of these football players, there's a lot of motivation of, hey, we gotta go out with a win. We gotta try to make some, make it impressive for these seniors and send them off with a bang. And I think with Coach Gray announcing his retirement earlier this week, I think that's even more reason of like, hey, let's send Coach off with a win. So I'm excited about tonight and the opportunity against this Vista del Lago team and see what can happen.
So among the seniors playing in their final game tonight, obviously one of the three-headed monsters in the running game, Kalik Vaughn, is in his final game. Jace Budenbender, one of the top defensive backs, and contributes on offense as well as a lot of high school players do. Those are a couple of names that we've called quite a bit throughout the course of the year that are seeing their final action. But you may have noticed when his name was introduced that one Riley Dick was in full uniform tonight, that just weeks after suffering that brutal broken arm in the first home game of the season. Let's talk about Riley, because There's a reason why he's in uniform.
There is, so he has worked really, really hard to try to get back before the end of the season. And, from what I've heard down on the field before I came up, looks like he will get in. Very, very limited. Maybe a series, maybe even just a few plays. But like you said, I mean, gruesome injury. To come back just several weeks later and be suited up and be ready to play is really pretty impressive.
For Vista del Lago, we talked about it. They're in a similar situation to what Bella Vista was facing last year. Of course, Bella Vista needed that win on the final week to become playoff eligible. Vista's already playoff eligible, but we don't know that they're going to make it or not. So they need a win tonight just to secure that 5-5 record and improve their chances.
Yeah, I mean, 5-5 looks a lot better than 4-6, and so they really want to spoil on senior night as the rain has really started to come down here a little bit. You can see it in the lights now, which is every football player's dream and every parent's nightmare. So, they are looking. One thing that I think is going to be a big advantage for Bella Vista tonight, Vista throws the ball, and when it's wet, you get slippery hands, slippery ball, and that can be very difficult, and that can lead to turnovers and mistakes.
Vista does throw the ball. Quarterback Grant Rogers is 145 passing yards away from 2,000 this year. And that's one of the things that we are going to be watching for tonight is to at what point maybe he hits the 2,000 mark, because he's been pretty much averaging more than 145 yards per game. But this is a quarterback here who's the number 2 passer in the conference and number 11 in the Sac Joaquin section. We saw a good one a couple of weeks ago with Indercom. We're going to see another good one tonight, and he has a couple of really, really solid targets to throw to.
Yeah, which makes it all the more better, and really makes a quarterback look impressive when he has receivers that can go up and get a ball. Because then if the ball is not perfectly thrown and the receiver can make a play on it, that just adds to that quarterback looking really fantastic.
And those names to watch out for in particular, Matthew Werpy and Will Green. Those are the top 2 receivers for this team. In fact, Will Green, he's well over 1,000 yards for receiving this season. Werpy, he's right around 450 or so on the season. But the interesting thing about these two guys alone have combined for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns of more than 90 yards. How about that? Or 90 or more, I should say, because 3 of those runs were for 90 on the nose. Werpy has 3 of them, 90, 92, and 99. He caught one at the 1 and took it all the way. And Will Green has the other 2 are both 90-yarders. And Bella Vista's had problems on kickoff returns this year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Now you're going to be facing 2 of the best in the section right now. And they're probably both back there to receive the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, with Bella Vista's struggles on special teams, I think, hopefully they've done their homework and they'll have a game plan on how they do that. Again, kicking the ball in the rain can be difficult as well, but you may want to look at, trying to kick the ball out of bounds even and take the procedural penalty so that you eliminate that need for a return, or maybe even look at kicking a little short to that second layer so that it stays out of their hands. So we'll see how they deal with that.
Or maybe just concede the 35-yard kick it out of bounds.
Exactly,
you could
right.
do
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
Of course, they could always
move
assess
you back.
the penalty and move you back.
Right.
All right, time now to take a look at Keogh's keys for tonight and how each team needs to secure a victory.
Yeah, so for Keogh's keys this week, I think for Bella Vista, we'll start with them. Get pressure on the quarterback. When you have a quarterback that's very prolific, does a lot of passing, is very accurate, you really want to take every opportunity to get pressure on him, so hopefully the defensive front can do that. You want to vary your offensive play calling. Bella Vista's following up from a game at Wood Creek where there was a variation on 5 different plays that were called throughout the entire game. So varying the offensive play calling will help. And then for the seniors, this is their last game. Some of these players will go on and play at the next level. Most will not. So this is really about them and about making sure they have a good night.
And I suppose we could add to that also for the coach.
Yeah, for the coach. Yeah, exactly. It's his last game in 38 years, I think he said. I mean, it's a long time. So that's for Bella Vista. For Vista del Lago, you have to take every snap serious. Like you pointed out earlier, George, they're 4-5 right now. They need to be 5-5. That gives them a much better opportunity to get into the playoff and get a better seed. They also want to put the game away early. You don't want to let Bella Vista hang around at home on senior night. So they want to get points on the board and get this out of hand. and then they need to stay healthy with the playoffs in the picture. So if they can get a big lead where they can get out in front, maybe substitute in some of your second-string players to keep your starters healthy, especially on a wet night where the field's going to be slippy and it's cold. You just can lead to injury.
Throughout the course of the night, as we mentioned the players, we will do our best to identify those, again, that are seniors, the likes of Mark Newton and J.T. Thomas and Max Keogh, and Riley Dick, again, is supposed to see some action tonight, and some of those others that we are going to be seeing. But we should also talk as well about the guys that are going to contribute next year. I am really hopeful Dominic Ferrarini can stay healthy. He's been really solid on defense for this Bella Vista team since he came back from his injury, but he missed action early in the season, and I know he contributed a lot last year for the JV squad, and you know that he's going to be one of those next men up next year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him with more of an opportunity. We've seen what Gage Titus can do this year in some circumstances where he's picked up some of the slack with the running game, and then of course Hector Lopez and Devon Norwood. Those guys have been fabulous all year. Norwood's the leading rusher. Lopez is right there too. We're going to see them next year. We're going to see them for 2 years.
Well, and I think one other player to call in there is Jack Singley, it's quarterback position.
Right.
You've got a quarterback where Bella Vista over the last 2 years has had a senior basically. Riley Dick came in about 2/3 of the way through the season, 3/4 of the way last year, but really you had just a quarterback have a year, and that was it. You have 3 years with Jack, including this year, so really looking forward to what that looks like.
And as much as you don't like to see the injuries happen, like what happened to Riley Dick, that's how he became the starter earlier than expected last year. It was an injury, and then he falls victim to the same thing here. And the only thing that you can say for Jack Singley is he was put in that position as a sophomore to take over as a starting quarterback, and it can do nothing but help him.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it really can. I mean, and so the future, for as bleak at times as the season has seemed, the future is actually bright for this program. Obviously, you're going to have a new head coach. With that comes change. Change sometimes can be painful, but for this Bronco team, if they can stick with it, there's a very healthy junior high class that will feed in here, and this, could be a continuation of what we've seen over the last couple of years.
All right, well, you can see the clock on the upper portion of the screen here, and they actually stopped it at 16, I guess. So I guess we're going to spend the longest 16 seconds in the history of mankind here as we await. But the captains are headed out to midfield, and we are going to have the coin flip, and we are soon to get this football game underway here at Bella Vista High School.
Yeah, good to see for the captains for Bella Vista. You've got number 8, Jace Budenbender, number 55, Devin Crichton, number 56, Max Keogh, number 77, Tyler Elan. They've been together for the majority of the football time together. They've been captains all year, and so good to see them celebrate this senior night together.
And, of course, all of them seniors. You got to have all senior captains for
senior night. Yeah,
absolutely.
You do.
So that's what we got. So we're really going to – I'm really interested to see this Vista del Lago team, especially Grant Rogers. We'll see what the future holds for him following the season. We'll see if Vista del Lago as well gets the opportunity to reach the playoffs. As the captains are meeting at midfield, the band is taking the field. The rain is falling, and so it looks like Vista del Lago has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. So we're going to see those 2 kick returners right off the bat, and we're going to see this high-powered offense as well in just a few moments' time. But in the meantime, take a look at that. You see the lights there, and you can see the rain falling. You can also hear it, and that's just being picked up by our headset microphones.
Well, and one thing to really keep in mind as they get ready to do the national anthem here is just how teams react to a wet field and a wet play. This is not something you get in California very often.
The national anthem now from the Bella Vista Marching Band. there is the Bella Vista Marching Band with tonight's national anthem. We will hear again from the band at halftime. But now, as the band does their thing to come off the field, take a look at that.
Even in the rain.
They got the moves.
Everybody's having fun on senior night.
Well, why don't we have some fun?
Yeah, we got to get a win on the board here, George. We're not coaching, but maybe we can will them to it.
If this game is anywhere near as entertaining as the JV game was,
yes,
we're in for a treat. The JV game ended. Vista del Lago wins at 36-28. But Bella Vista had its chances, and it was in the game all the way to the end, even had a possession late. And Vista del Lago was able to secure the victory on a late turnover.
Right.
But they were there. The JV team finishes the season 4-5-1. Pretty good season for the JV squad.
Yeah, great for the JV.
So far, the fact that we were able to do their game against Casa, that's the only win we've called this year so far. Hopefully that changes tonight.
I hope so. And just so folks know, weather-wise, what we're looking at, we are looking at a rainy evening throughout the entire evening, heavier at times, lighter at times. I don't know, though, from kickoff to the final play that we are going to get a stoppage in the rain tonight. So going to be very, very interested. Anytime you have rain on the field, strange things can happen.
Green and Werpy back deep to receive. Ryan Warner, who has played baseball, basketball, football, and played in the band, is getting set to kick this one off.
Here we go, kickoff. Let's get on our feet. Friday Night Football, Bella Vista versus Vista del Lago.
So the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. We are ready to go. Ryan Warner. Let's get this one underway. From the snout, we are underway, and it's a rolling kick that's going to be fielded by an up man who brings it across the 30 and has some running room, and this is a pretty good run back for Vista del Lago out across the midfield stripe.
I'm not overly disappointed with that kind of a squib kick because it keeps it out of the hand of those two big returners. And the reality is if they're going to have the ball about midfield, that might be where they'd have had it with one of their return men. So
I believe that was number 22, Deuce Snyder, that had the return there for Vista del Lago. So Grant Rogers is the quarterback. He is number 5, so watch out for him. Green goes out to the left. We have 3 slot receivers to the right for Vista del Lago on 1st and 10. And they are going to go with the running play right up the middle, and pretty good yardage there for Ahola. I'm sorry, that's Cromwell. Cromwell had a great game last week, as a matter of fact, for Vista del Lago. That's a gain of 9 for Cromwell. 183 yards on 14 carries last week against Ponderosa. And here he goes again. Another big run right up the middle for Cromwell, and he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. So for Jack Cromwell, they started at the 49-yard line of Bella Vista. He's had 2 carries, and he's picked up 19 yards.
Very impressive. Big holes up front by the offensive line for Vista, making the way for him to be able to run.
You can hear the rain falling. Rogers once again. Cromwell once again. This time he has stood up at the line of scrimmage, and he is dropped at the 31-yard line for a loss of a yard. Well, that's news.
Oh,
and
my.
Listen to the rain just pick up.
It is coming down now.
Boy. Football players love this.
Yeah, they do. Devon Norwood with a big hit there for no gain. That was great.
2nd down, and they are going to call it no gain. So 2nd and 10. Back to pass is Rogers. This is Cromwell on the outside with the reception. He's going to be stood up right at the 30-yard line, so that will go for no gain as well. And it will now be 3rd down and 10. This is a huge 3rd down for Bella Vista.
Yeah, what I love about that play is you got Dean Caldwell on making the tackle, but Guillermo Perez was right there to help out. And so really good coverage on the read there on that screen.
Guillermo Perez is another one that we'll be watching for next year.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking to the sideline right now for Vista del Lago. Hash mark is at the left on the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 11, so they call that a loss of a yard. 2 men in motion. One of them is going to have to stop before the snap. Fumbled snap. Rogers picks it up. He picks it up, and he is going to send this one deep into the end zone off the hands of the intended receiver, and that's Will Green, incomplete in the end zone. It'll be 4th and 10. Bella Vista had the coverage, and it looks like the defensive back may have just jumped up a little early. I think it was Budenbender.
It was.
Budenbender, by the way, he's got some pretty good height there, and he looked like he may have jumped a little bit early on that one, but Green, I guess he created enough of a distraction. Green wasn't able to bring that one in.
Well, nice recovery by the quarterback, Rogers, there to get the ball and still, heave it down the field, 35-plus yards.
So Vista's going to go for it here.
The Eagles are going for it here.
4th down and
Here's
11.
some noise on the BV side.
Rogers straight back to pass. He's looking all the way for his man and throws this one
Rogers pass ball is
incomplete over to the left sideline. Looked like he
31.
threw it out of bounds.
It almost looked like maybe somebody didn't run the right route there or something.
So Bella Vista holds after a couple of big runs. In fact, very interesting, 2 big runs by Jack Cromwell. Then they go to the air, and they don't get the first down.
Yeah,
so
nothing.
Bella Vista's offense will take the field.
We got to move the ball on offense to have a shot tonight. We're going to have to get some offensive production.
Jack Singley is the quarterback. Chase Jones lining up on the right side of the line. Handoff. This looks like that's Khalik Vaughn. And he has stood up at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Check that, it's Budenbender. That's Budenbender on the carry.
There's nothing going on there.
So from a line perspective, you've got Tyler Eland, 77, back in the lineup. He's been gone the last few weeks. That's a big hole the Broncos have had that he can fill, so hopefully they can get some production back with a relatively healthy line tonight.
So right side of the line is Joaquin Vara is in there along with Chase Jones. You mentioned Eland is back. He's on the left side. Budenbender comes in motion this time. There's a pass play to the left side, and that is a completion to Norwood. And Norwood will take this one up to the 39-yard line.
Okay.
Off to a good start here for Bella Vista. This will look at a 3rd down and 2.
This could be a good run to Khalik Vaughn, get some power to pick up some of those yards there.
And if you're BV, you got to make this first down. You got to finish this drive in the end zone. 2 backs in the backfield and movement on the line of scrimmage. Mark Newton jumped the snap count there.
Yep.
And so that'll be a false start. So that 3rd and 2 will now turn into a 3rd and 7.
So you do all that work, and now you're 5 yards behind. Also, check what I said earlier. Khalik Vaughn not playing tonight, not eligible for tonight. So
he is
not even dressed
I
tonight.
see him in street clothes down
Yep.
with his jersey.
Yep.
So from the 36-yard line, Norwood goes in motion. Singley's back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's in no man's land. He's going to be dropped at the 25-yard line.
Brought down by Murray.
So Bella Vista's promising drive goes by the wayside. We've got an injured player on the ground, and I hope that's not Singley. He was the one who was tackled. Bella Vista could be in some trouble. This will be a 4th down and a punt anyway. It is not, well, let's see.
He came to the ground pretty hard, but he might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him the way he came down. So again, to start the game here as we wait on the injured player, the penalties. Story of the season. 3rd and 2, and then becomes 3rd and 7, and suddenly now it's 4th and long, and you're going to have to punt from basically your own 15-yard line, more or less.
So right now they are still continuing. And I haven't gotten the actual number, but I do believe that is Singley that's on the ground.
Yeah, I don't see
him anywhere
Singley
else.
up. Yeah, I think it's the quarterback.
And You talk about quarterbacks for Bella Vista. Matthew Bunny is not available tonight. He's the fourth string. I believe Lonnie was injured recently.
He was, so he's not available either. I would imagine if Singley's not able to continue, they would move to a Wildcat formation with Jace Budenbender. I know that was practice this week, so I would think they might move to that.
Yeah, they need to have some kind of a plan in place just in case. You're right.
Well, he's limping. This is not good.
No, this is not good. So we know that Riley Dick is going to maybe get a couple of snaps, but he's not going to be the answer to do this full time. So the crowd, you can hear them chanting Singley.
Looks like they're holding a knee there maybe, but I never know with these things because I see our EMS folks here that do a great job on the side. They don't seem overly concerned, which, but regardless.
I'm trying to see if he's putting any pressure on that at all, on that injured.
Well, here comes the punt.
Snap back to Warner. He'll step into it. He gets this one high into the air. They're going to let that one take a bounce. And it takes a bit of a Vista bounce. And down to the 47-yard line. So the Broncos will go back on defense. Vista del Lago will start right where they started before.
Well, if the defense can show up as they did at the end of that last series, that can be good.
And Bella Vista could be without a quarterback.
I'm going to have to get my board out of your car. Unless I can get it from you.
So we'll see what happens here as they just trying to get a. He seems to be in quite a bit of pain.
So Vista will take possession at their own 47-yard line, first down and 10. Here's Cromwell once again. Good things happen for Vista when he carried the ball the last time, and they do again. Looks like that's an 11-yard run, and that's a Vista first down. It's when they went to the pass that things went south for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stick with the run.
You can use that. You can use Cromwell to set things up right now, and then. And this is 3 men in motion now. Don't really see that a lot. Cromwell once again, he is going to be stood up in the backfield and on cue after we talked about him in the open. Dominic Ferrarini shoots through and makes the tackle for a loss.
Great job, great pursuit, good decision to go in that gap and fill it, and backs the Eagles up.
So that's a loss of.
Second and 16 from the 46.
They'll move that back to the 46 of Bella Vista. And so that's a loss of 4. It'll be second down and 14. And we've got movement on the Bella Vista side here. They were waiting for the snap.
That's an offsides by Bella Vista.
So
The down will stay second down.
Devin Crichton is the one that came across and introduced himself to the left tackle of the Vista del Lago team. So that will bring it back to the 41-yard line. Second and 10. Whistles blow.
that's got to be a false start. Okay, well, that
Illegal procedure call against the Eagles. And we'll move it back 5 yards.
well, maybe we'll get this second down at some point, George. I don't know.
And we'll start all over.
So now the right back where we were.
Good news for the Broncos, and that makes up for that costly mistake on the defensive line. So
it's second down and 15 from the 46-yard line. Out of the shotgun, here's Rogers. He'll swing it right side. He's got a reception inside the 40 and stood up right there. Dylan Davis makes the reception. That is his 11th reception of the season, according to the stats on Max Preps. And Maxwell Prucher on the stop, Devon Norwood.
yeah, both of them together. That's good. So you see where that penalty is a benefit for the Broncos. They're backing it back up because they got 3rd and long.
Good things happened the last 3rd and long that they faced. If this one goes incomplete, I suspect that Vista might punt, but we'll see. Rogers, play fake, swings it to the left side. Reception is made. Sure-handed tackling by Bella Vista. Guillermo Perez with help late from Budenbender. They run him out of bounds, about 2 yards shy of the first down. And so now we'll come up to a 4th down, and now Vista will consider going for it here with the short yardage situation. Bella Vista's defense 1 for 1 on 4th down. We'll see what happens here. 4th and 3. Handoff to Cromwell. He's stood up in the backfield. He's going to be driven back. His progress is stopped, and the Bella Vista Broncos once again shut down Vista on 4th down.
Man, 2 for 2 on defense. That's great.
Stop that play, Cole.
And so they call the progress stopped at the 40-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, I think if they'd have let Dom keep going there, he'd driven him all the way back into the end zone for a safety if they let him keep going.
But eventually they're going to call the progress.
They got to call it stopped at some time.
Actually going to say that the progress was stopped at the 36, and so that's where Bella Vista will take possession. 1st and 10 Broncos. Good field position. The handoff goes left side.
Hugo Lopez in at quarterback.
There's nothing going on there.
So we are seeing Hugo Lopez now at quarterback, and it looks like that was Budenbender that carried it. So that is a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
Looks like Singley's getting on a cart to get out of here. That is not good news at all.
That is not good. So Hugo Lopez is probably going to now finish the season at quarterback for Bella Vista in that Wildcat formation that you were talking about. Lopez, he's going to run to the right. He is hit in the backfield, and it looks like he's going to be dropped back at the 35-yard line. So that's a loss on the play of 2. Well, they're going to spot him at the 36, so that's a loss of 1. It's going to be back to 3rd and 10. The question is, if Lopez is going to be the quarterback, are they going to let him throw the ball? They're going to have to on these long situations.
Yeah, I know they practiced in Wildcat a little bit, but I don't know how much.
So Lopez lining up at the quarterback position. He is going to throw. He lets it fly down the field looking for Budenbender. He makes the catch! Holy mackerel! Jace Budenbender with 2 defenders all over him makes the catch at the 40-yard line, and that's a 1st down for Bella Vista. Hugo Lopez is 1 for 1 passing.
Well, you know, that was a really well thrown ball, and Jace did a really good job with those defenders. I mean, that could have easily been an interception. That's all receiver there. Gave him a shot.
Broncos quickly to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. And Lopez is going to take this one on his own, and he is going to be hit and dropped right there for no gain.
The offensive line is going to have to move that defensive front of Vista back to allow the running backs to have some form of penetration, because right now it's just like an iron wall there at the front. There is nowhere to run.
Give Lopez a yard on the run there to the 39, and we're going to get a timeout called by Bella Vista. So things have taken an interesting turn here at Bella Vista High School. We know that the Broncos lost Riley Dick in the 2nd game of the season, the first home game of the year. Jack Singley has been starting ever since, although Thomas Lonnie replaced Riley in that first game because Singley was hurt. But then he's back for the Casa game. He's been starting every game since, including this one. Singley is hurt. Lonnie was injured in the game against Christian Brothers a couple of weeks ago. And Matthew Bunny, who has taken a snap at quarterback this year for Bella Vista, is also hurt and not playing tonight.
Correct.
And so now it's down to Hugo Lopez as the emergency quarterback now for Bella Vista.
Very unique situation here for the Broncos, but you know, in Vista territory now at the 39-yard line, so we'll see.
They got to get Devon Norwood going, I think.
I agree with that.
So Nate Bjorn is in the backfield with Lopez, and movement along the right side of the line by Bella Vista. They're going to come back 5 yards. So 2nd and 9 will turn into 2nd and 14.
Yeah, that was a tight end DeLucchi, and you got to just be disciplined here if you're Bella Vista. You got an opportunity. You don't want to squander it.
And Nate DeLucchi is having a pretty good year. He's the leading receiver for Bella Vista this year. Well, here we go. Off to the right side. Lopez right up the middle. Carries a tackler with him inside the 40-yard line. He's down to the 37, and that will set up a 3rd down and 7 now for the Bella Vista Broncos. Just wanted to finish my thought on DeLucchi. 12 receptions is the most of any Bronco this year. Of course, they don't throw the ball a lot, and probably won't today, but their best offensive play so far has been a pass from Hugo Lopez.
But if you can keep the defense honest by knowing that you can throw, and I think they did that by establishing that fairly early on here with Lopez, that will keep the defense honest.
3rd and 7. Need to get to the 30-yard line. Norwood in motion. Here's Lopez. He's looking to run. He's inside the 35. He'll take this one down close to the 33.
Short of the 1st down by about a yard, maybe 2 yards.
And now this is a doable 4th down here, and you're getting a little bit of penetration from that offensive line, getting a push. If you can dig deep here, you might be able to get that 1st down.
They get the same success on this play that they just got. They'll get the 1st down. Lopez in the Wildcat formation. Handoff. Gudenbender is pushing his way, but he is not going to get to the 30-yard line. And so the ball will go over on downs to Vista del Lago. And very emphatically, Trevor Kastner comes out signaling 1st down the other way. Trevor Kastner, one of the top players. He's the leading tackler on this team, as a matter of fact, in 2024. Looks like my numbers say 107 tackles. Wow.
It's a lot of tackles.
That is.
Should call out, special call out to Christian Brothers, middle linebacker, leads the state in tackles right now.
1st and 10, Rogers. He's back to pass. He's going deep. He's looking for a man downfield up in the air. That looks like the catch is made.
Pass complete to Cromwell.
And that is the other Cromwell that makes that catch, Kyle Cromwell. There is a flag down at the end. What happened was Cromwell made the catch. He was on the ground, might not have been touched, and then he was hit while he was on the ground. Again, that's a personal foul that's going to add 15 yards there. So Kyle Cromwell, 11 receptions for 117 yards going into the game. Here is the call from the referee, personal foul against Bella Vista, which will now take this one down to the 20-yard line.
And again, just another costly mistake. The pass was bad enough. The reception was bad enough to add 15 more yards onto it. You know, you put Vista really deep in the Bella Vista end here now.
You know, one of the things I like about Kyle Cromwell, he dares to wear number 13. So 2 Cromwells on this team. Jack is the other one. This is the handoff that goes to Jahan Calcat, and he will take the ball inside the 20-yard line. They made or down to the 15. And so that's going to be a pickup, it looks like, of about 3 yards on the play from the 18. So that'll be a 2nd down. They're marking that at the 15. So that's going to be a 2nd down and 7. Calcott, by the way, is the leading rusher for this team with 401 yards. But they like to spread the wealth, as you saw that on the first couple of series they were going to Cromwell. Here's a pass over the middle into the end zone. Green tried the one-handed reception and couldn't control it, so that pass is incomplete. It'll now be 3rd down and 7.
Well, and Bella Vista got lucky there because that was wide open there for the receiver, and kind of a broken coverage. So
we're nearing the end of the first quarter here. Minute 30 to go in a driving rainstorm. Fortunately, no wind, though. And it looks like the Broncos, 2 players moving there and jumping into the neutral zone once again. It's been an ongoing problem for Bella Vista.
Well, the challenge I have with it, honestly, George, on the defensive side of the ball, if you're the defensive line, you just watch the ball. When the ball moves, you move, and not until.
So that'll now make it 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Rogers with 2 setbacks in the backfield, and now another flag flies. And it's going to be offsides against Bella Vista again, and that will give Vista a first down.
And now you're going to see a substitution made on the defensive line. 2 plays in a row there from a jumping defensive lineman, and you give up first and goal now on that.
First and goal for the Eagles inside the
At the 5-yard line. Calcat, left side, and he will get it down to the 4.
Colcat brings it up the middle.
Jace Budenbender was in there on the tackle with help. Ryan Warner, both he and Budenbender among those playing their final game as a senior. Ryan Warner having a very good year on defense and punting as well.
Little sideline action here for the Broncos. I see Mark Newton taking snaps under center from Max Keogh. So I don't know if we're going to see that on the next series.
Mark the ball at the 3-yard line, by the way. 2nd down and goal. Still in the shotgun formation. Here's Calcat. Dominic Ferrarini. He just shot through the line like he was shot from a cannon, and he met him right there at the 5-yard line and says, "You're going nowhere."
That's right. Big play for the Broncos.
He must have been listening to the pregame comments.
He is he is dialed in tonight, and that's what the Broncos need. They need him to be at his best.
We'll call this a loss of 1 to the 4. 3rd and goal. Rogers looking into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, Vista.
Touchdown Eagles.
So with 10.6 seconds to go in the opening quarter, the Eagles get their touchdown, get a touchdown, I should say.
So the lineup here for the extra point. It looks like well, I can't see the number of the kicker there.
We'll get that. And the kick is good. Taking the extra point was Joseph Ahola, who is one of 2 guys that's been doing kicking and punting duties for this team, and he nails the extra point. So it was Green on the reception for the touchdown, and Ahola with the extra point. It took us nearly a quarter, but Vista del Lago now has a 7-0 lead.
Pretty evenly matched so far. I mean, obviously Vista much more impressive on the offensive front so far, other than the one big play to Jace Budenbender from Hugo Lopez. But, you know, to the Broncos' credit, you lost your starting quarterback, likely it looks like for the game. So they're having to be creative here. I'm very curious to see what their offensive QB situation looks like coming after this return.
And that was the 3rd possession of the game for Vista del Lago. The first 2 ended in 4th down stops by Bella Vista. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that one to 4th down. That was the 3rd down and goal play that ended in the touchdown. Ahola has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. We'll see what this might bring for the Broncos offense. It's going to be taken inside the 5-yard line. And I think that's Budenbender who's bringing it out as he mishandled the ball into the end zone. And he'll bring it back out across the 5-yard line.
First and 10.
And so the offense for Bella Vista will have a long field ahead of them.
So really curious what they might do at quarterback. I know they're going to be trying to find some options here, but we'll have to see what happens here.
First and 10 for Bella Vista. Mark Newton is now under center. Here's Budenbender. There is a flag down, and Budenbender will take the ball out across the 15-yard line. Afraid that's coming back.
Yep, that's going to be a hold.
As we bring to a close the first quarter of play with Vista del Lago in front 7-0, and Bella Vista facing a 1st and long now with Mark Newton at quarterback. And it looks like they might I don't know how much insider information we can share here, but it looks like they might they're exploring some options.
I would say they're getting some very, very well. I mean, it should be good, not good to note, but just informational to know that quarterback Jack Singley has been sent to the hospital to have his injury checked out. Don't have confirmation on what that injury might be, but that is where he's headed. And yeah, some very creative. We'll have to see what happens here. I don't know how reliable my source is, but I would say fairly reliable.
As you can hear the rain, you can also see it on your screen right now with a good look at the running track here at Bella Vista High School Stadium, and you can see the rain pooling up in certain places on the track, and you can see also how much of it is falling right now. You can see how rapid the rain is as the continues to fall. This is, I think, in 2 years, Aaron, this is our first rain game.
It is. We've had some lacrosse.
Yes, we have.
I didn't see a flag in there. It must have been a holding call against Bella Vista. That run was negated. Bella Vista has a second down inside the 5.
So on the holding call, they will mark it half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. It looks like the referee, who is holding the ball underneath his rain slicker referee's shirt, and that is to protect it from the elements, and he will set it down at the 4-yard line when the Broncos come out of the huddle. So again, Mark Newton, who himself has battled injuries this year, is at quarterback.
Yeah, when you get to this point in the season on your 10th game, sometimes teams are really, really banged up. You've had people quit. You've had people become, perhaps academically ineligible and have other issues come up. And so sometimes you're really trying to put Band-Aids on things to make it work.
First down, or he drops the ball. That's a fumble on the play and a huge scramble for it. We got to see who's got it.
Ball is fumbled in there. We'll see what.
So you have a new quarterback. Bella Vista recovered it. You have a new quarterback in the rain, no less.
Yeah, I mean, Mark has not played quarterback all year. I mean, and we should tell people this is not. I don't know how well you can see it on the TV. This is not just a little bit of rain.
And they actually wind up picking up a yard to the 5-yard line. So second down and 14 now. Newton, he is going to be hit in the end zone. Again, the ball is loose, and I think now Vista has recovered it.
Another fumble.
It is going to be Vista Del Lago's ball.
First and goal from the 3 for the Eagles.
This has gone from bad to worse here for Bella Vista.
It certainly has.
But obviously, we talked early in the game about maybe an appearance from Riley Dick. Clearly not healthy enough to be out playing quarterback in any long-standing sort of a situation, even an offensive drive. So likely to play maybe just a play or two.
So spot the ball at the 3-yard line. First and goal, Vista. Cromwell is in the backfield. Rogers rolling out to his right. Now he's going to try and take off and run with it. Gets by one man and then finally gang tackled at about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. So this might even be a loss. Let's see where they're going to spot this one. They're going to mark this back to the 5-yard line, I think. No, they're going to call it no gain. Huh. So second and goal from the 3. Werpy and Green are going to go out to the left. Cromwell and Davis are to the right. That's Kyle Cromwell. Jack Cromwell's in the backfield. Rogers back to pass. Looking right, sends it over to the right side. And the ball is caught for a touchdown. And that is the other Cromwell. That's Kyle Cromwell. That would be his 3rd touchdown of the year. And Vista Del Lago was gifted a possession, and now they are taking advantage of it.
Yep, I mean, that's what you want to do on every mistake like that. Capitalize in a big way.
Ahola on to attempt the extra point. The kick is on the way, a line drive kick, but it goes through. David Wright, the backup quarterback, was the holder.
10 minutes, 10 seconds left in the half.
And it is now 14-0 in favor of Vista del Lago. And that is less than 2 minutes into this second quarter on a cold and rainy night here at Bella Vista High School.
Well, Vista is certainly trying to get to one of the keys we talked about for them before the game, put this game out of reach. It started off slow, but with a touchdown right at the end of the first quarter, and then capitalizing on a fumble mistake of the Broncos. And you know, and Vista's coaches are not unaware that Bella Vista's quarterback is hurt, so
No.
they're going to want to try to just jump on this.
Well, and with the rain such as it is, it would not surprise me if they just decide to utilize that running game more and more as well and just try to get out of here. Here's the kick. This one is coming in the direction and fielded by Cody Simpson. And he will bring the ball up across the 25-yard line and out to the 28. And that's where the Broncos will begin play on this drive.
First and 10 from the 27.
We'll see Cody Simpson in the springtime with the lacrosse team, along with
Indeed.
Thomas Lonnie and Matthew Bunny. Hopefully they get over their football injuries in time.
So who is in at quarterback now? We're back to Hugo in the Wildcat.
They'll go, and there we got a whistle, and another timeout called by Bella Vista. So Hugo's back in with the Wildcats. So they tried Mark Newton, and unfortunately Mark Newton for his first series had his back against the goal line, and there was a bit of trouble with the exchange from center. And now Newton's coming back into the game. Whether he lines up at his normal wing position or not remains to be seen.
Well, I think you have to just at this point, if you're Bella Vista, you just have to look at this and say, okay, well, when we ran the Wildcat, we moved the ball. We tried something different. That was disastrous. Not that we won't go back to that later, but to your point, you're backed up against the goal line. It's raining, all these things. Maybe we go back to that later, but let's try the Wildcat again and see if we can at least get some positive yardage. And
Don't you just feel for the cheerleaders right now?
no, I mean, this is just, this is only enjoyable for football players.
Yes.
And it would only be more enjoyable if it was a grass field and there was mud involved. But no one else here is having a good time tonight.
No.
I am grateful to be doing this with you, though, under a canopy, you know.
We definitely, we've been using this canopy all year. We are outside as well.
Right.
And congratulations to Apple and their products as our camera is withstanding the rain. Running the ball to the left side. That play ends at the 20-yard line, so that is a loss of Cody Simpson was the ball carrier there, and the loss goes back to the 22-yard line.
Well, he kept looking for a place to run upfield, and it just wasn't there as he ran towards the sideline, and finally they caught him. So,
loss of 5 on the play, 2nd down and 15. Lopez, he's going to try it himself, and he'll bring it back to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. So he gets 4 of those yards back, but now the Broncos are facing a 3rd and 11. The biggest play of the game was a pass play from Hugo Lopez to Jace Budenbender, and Budenbender just went up and got that in double coverage. But yeah, I think you're going to have to let Hugo throw. With the snap, back to pass under pressure, lets it fly, and that one's going to drop incomplete to no one in particular. Wait and see if maybe they might throw a flag there because there was no receiver. They might say he was out of the pocket because he did move a little bit. So they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. That'll be 4th down, and the Broncos will have to kick it away.
well, not to mention how difficult punting is in this situation. It's difficult for the punter to get the ball. It's difficult for the long snapper to get it back to him in the ring because the ball's wet, your hands are wet. Punter's got to get it off his foot, which is also wet.
Warner will step into this one and let it fly. Green's going to let it bounce. It takes a Vista del Lago bounce and will be down by the Broncos at the Vista 47-yard line is where they'll call it.
Inside their own territory at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it should be the 47. They're marking the 48, but that was at the 47. Every yard matters here. For those not from California, we desperately need the rain this time of the year, and so while it's kind of making for a miserable night, the ground definitely thanks you for this.
First and 10 Vista. Rogers, he's going deep downfield, has a reception inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. Werpy is the one who makes the catch, but I think we have a flag down.
We do. Right at the 45-yard line. They've already moved the chains.
Yeah, the flag is resting comfortably, if you will, right next to the Bella Vista sideline, and that's going to be a holding penalty against Vista del Lago. So big pass play to Matthew Werpy is going to be called back.
Yeah, I think it was an illegal procedure is what they called.
Oh, okay.
I think.
So an illegal formation.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Illegal We'll get there together. We'll get there. Illegal formation.
Something was illegal.
Yes, something was illegal, and yes.
The police have been called, and the arrest will be made soon.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
All right, so that's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, breaks up big pass play, so that's another big break for the Broncos.
Glad to have you here, and especially those of you that would have otherwise been out here but stayed home because of the rain. Hard to blame you. Rogers back to pass. He'll swing it left side. There's a holding penalty as this pass play to Green is going to pick up a lot of yardage. Green gets free. He's going to run this one all the way into the end zone.
Not going to matter.
But that is not going to matter. You could see the hold happen right in front of us.
Yep. That was clear.
As Green took the pass out of the backfield. So we'll see. Holding penalty against Vista del Lago. And that's really what freed Green up.
It was. I mean, that was clearly, sometimes you have a holding penalty and you go, oh my goodness, they didn't even need to hold because the play was still going to happen. That clearly sprung Green because of the hold. So good call by the official. It's right in front of him, and it's going to back him up.
Yes. So they'll mark off the penalty.
And it's from the spot, so, I mean, that's going to be first and forever.
Yeah, that's right, because it was in the backfield when it happened.
Yep. Because of the screen pass.
So this is a break for Bella Vista. The unfortunate thing for the Broncos is that they just can't get the offense going, especially now that they're on a platoon of Hugo Lopez and Mark Newton at quarterback with the injury to Jack Singley. And it looked like a leg injury of some type when Singley went down. First down in what seems like forever.
Good discipline by the defense. They almost jumped about 3 times, and they didn't.
Rogers out of the shotgun, has one man in the backfield. They switch places. Rogers waiting for the snap. He's back to pass. He's going to send this one downfield. Reception is made, and that is, looks like that was Green that made the reception and hit immediately and driven out of bounds right at about the 39-yard line. Or maybe they're going to call it the 41. So, in any case, that is a pickup.
A little
on the
bit.
Play of.
Still a long way to go, though.
It is still a long way to go. Looks like maybe he got 6 or 7 yards on that play. So this will now be second down. They need to get to the ball to the 42-yard line of Bella Vista. This is 2nd and 20. Ball is loose. Big scramble for it. Nobody's jumping around, so it looks like Vista del Lago survives that play.
Yeah, it looks like offensive lineman Austin Zagnoni, 76, got on the ball. But a loss on the play because of the fumble.
So that will drop it back to the 39-yard line. This is like 3rd and 19. This is a deep pass down the middle, and that pass is that looks like that's complete.
That is.
And that's Werpy that makes the reception down the far sideline inside the 30. The referee is standing at the 26. So on 3rd and forever, they get forever.
They do. And so even in the rain, you're starting to see this air raid team kind of come out and go away from the run, and now start to utilize the pass and expose some of the weakness in the secondary.
So that's a big first down for Vista del Lago. Bella Vista was possibly facing or looking at an opportunity to force a punt, but they come up with a huge reception there. About 36 or 37 yards on that play. All kinds of motion. Rogers back to pass. He's got time. He's looking to the end zone. Has a receiver there. The catch is made. It's Will Green. Touchdown, Vista.
Touchdown, Will Green from Grant Rogers.
And practically no noise from the crowd here at Bella Vista. You can, we've got them on our side. We can just faintly hear the Vista del Lago fans, the few that have braved the elements to come out to this game tonight.
Yes, indeed.
That's the second touchdown of the game for Green. Ola's extra point is good.
Extra point good. Eagles 21, Broncos 0, 6:50 left in the half.
Yeah, you just kind of can feel the air sucked out of the stadium here between, you know, being down 21 points halfway through the second quarter, starting quarterback out. Have not identified a great solution as a backup yet. It's cold, it's raining.
All of the above.
You just need a spark, though, if you're the Broncos, and you can be right back in it. You know, you go, well, we're down 3 scores. Well, if you return us for a touchdown, and you're only down 2. So
you just hope the Broncos can get something going here, especially right before halftime. We've got just under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Here's the kick. And Cody Simpson will pick this one up. And he'll work his way out to about the 24-yard line. So here come the Broncos once again on offense.
From the 24.
And we are waiting to see what the solution is this time. It's like Newton is going to be back in at the quarterback position. Give him a better chance this time than having to work in the shadow of his goalposts. 1st and 10. Play goes to the right side. Pretty good yardage there up across the 25-yard line for Devon Norwood.
things have started much better this drive for Newton under center. And sometimes it just takes a minute to get into your rhythm. I mean, you're asking a lot. These are still high school kids, after all. You're asking a lot of these players and these elements.
Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6. Norwood in the backfield. Bella Vista may have gotten away with motion there, but Newton was lining up to throw, and he is just hit and driven back in the backfield. And so he is sacked for the first time tonight.
Newton, the quarterback, gets sacked back there. Mark it at the 16.
And that looks like, I got to give him his due, Lorenzo Becerra. Why? Number 77.
Yep.
Number 77.
That's right.
So this is now 3rd down and about 20 for Bella Vista. They'll run left side with Bjorn, and Bjorn will carry it across the 25 and out to about the 27-yard line. And then that will bring us to a 4th down. Clock continuing to run as the punting unit will come back on the field. As we approach 5 minutes to go in the first half. So far, Will Green has not been able to field a punt from Ryan Warner. Looks like they're running a fake, and this is going to go nowhere. They snap the ball to Jace Budenbender, and Ryan Warner did the pretend it went over his head thing, but Vista del Lago saw that happen, and they diagnosed it, and now they have another short field to work with.
Yeah, and I don't understand that at all. I mean, that's just like adding insult to injury. That's a horrible decision. I mean, that's just not even giving your defense a shot here.
Calcat in the backfield. High snap. He gets the handoff. He'll run to the right, and he will be hit and dropped right at about the 20-yard line. Should be a gain of about a yard on the play.
Maybe 2nd down and 9.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up. So Werpy is going to line up close to the line of scrimmage as one of 3 wide receivers to the left, except Vista's now going to call a timeout. So we have view of the lake versus beautiful view tonight.
Yep.
Is our matchup if you want to translate the names into English. And right now the view of the lake seems to be, well, it's all them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say, honestly. I mean, you know, worst case scenario for Bella Vista with your quarterback getting hurt has happened now, and you're out of backups, and you got players hurt, and you're trying to find a solution, and I can applaud that. I certainly don't think you're doing any help running a fake. I mean, maybe if you're at midfield, maybe, but this deep in your own end, and now.
And plus you had a bit of yardage to go. If maybe it's
right.
If
fourth
it's 4th
and
and 1 or something like that, yeah.
You could maybe snooker them on that, but.
So 2nd down and 9 from the 20. Rogers is going to look for the end zone once again. And Kyle Cromwell, the intended receiver, that pass is incomplete. And it'll now be 3rd down. About 4 minutes to go before halftime. We'll check in one more time with the Bella Vista band at halftime. Well, or not, because the band is not even here. And it looks like the cheerleaders have even left. I don't know if they're going to come back for halftime. Maybe it could be that they're just warming up, literally.
Yep.
To give one more performance at halftime. Rogers to Calcat. Calcat's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's carrying tacklers with him. Thinks he's Marshawn Lynch or something. And he's very close to a 1st down.
Inside carry and a scrum.
Looks like they're going to mark him a yard shy of the 1st down.
4th and 1 for the Eagles.
So 4th and 1 for the Eagles.
Keep your offense on the field and go.
And it looks like they will keep the offense on the field and try to convert this 4th down. Broncos jump into the neutral zone.
You just gift them it.
If there is a rule that I would like to see changed, and I think I've said this before, but that one where as soon as you jump in the neutral zone, even with no contact, it's a dead ball offsides. I don't like that. It's not the rule anywhere else.
Correct. Well, I heard spectator yell, watch the ball, and that is certainly true. Said it earlier, I'll say it again. If you're on the defensive line, you just need to watch that ball. When it moves, you move.
1st and goal. Calcat. And he is going to be hit and dropped. Minimal gain at best.
Ferrerini with a nice tackle. Second down.
Going to mark him at the 8-yard line. The scoreboard says the drive began at the 7, so that'd be a loss of a yard. Green is going to line up as a receiver to the right. 3 wide receivers to the left. It's Davis, Cromwell, and Werpy. Calcat, the lone setback. Rogers out of the shotgun. 2nd and goal. Bad snap. Picks it up. He's going to fire this one to the corner of the end zone. Catch is made out of bounds.
Nice throw and catch. Out of bounds.
So that pass is incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and goal now from the 8-yard line.
Down. And goal.
We'll see what Vista has to offer here. Rogers. He'll take the snap. He'll look to his left, look to his right. Now he's going to scramble on the run, throws the pass into the end zone, caught by Werpy, touchdown Vista. That's the first touchdown of the game for Matthew Werpy, and his 7th receiving touchdown of the year. And that one was from 8 yards out. The extra point will be attempted once again. 4th opportunity for Ahola. Right, the backup quarterback will set it down. Kind of a low snap. There's the kick. It's on the way, and it is good. So it's 28-0 with 2:09 to go before halftime.
28-0 with 2:09 left in the first half.
And Vista well on their way to finishing the regular season with a .500 record and a potential playoff berth. Three touchdowns here in the second quarter, and the first touchdown actually came with 10.6 to go in the first quarter, so we went almost an entire quarter without scoring, and since then Vista's put 4 on the board, 4 touchdowns all through the air. Will Green has 2 of them, Kyle Cromwell has 1, and Matthew Werpy now has 1. Broncos have Budenbender and Cody Simpson back deep to receive, and Ahola is going to set this one up at the 40-yard line and get set to boot this one away. Simpson, little confusion there between Simpson and Budenbender. Simpson picks it up. He's looking for some help, and that's going to go nowhere. He's going to be dropped inside the 10-yard line. It's like a miscommunication there. I got it. No, you take it.
Yeah, I mean, and you throw that into the, I mean, that's not a penalty, but that's a mistake. Like, I mean, you practice this. You got to know. Somebody, yeah, I have it. Get away. Like, it's just, this team has struggled all year to just get out of their own way. And
all kinds of penalty flags fly on this particular play, as it looks like.
Well, they frown when you tackle someone by their face, Matt.
Yes, indeed. That was Simpson on the carry. And the Bella Vista fans get their first "you can't do that" chant. And that'll help Bella Vista on the face mask penalty.
Against the Eagles.
Like every referee there threw their flag, including a couple refereeing a game in Roseville.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So first down, Bella Vista at the 24-yard line.
So they'll move that out to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Broncos. Newton continues at quarterback. Here's Budenbender. And he'll bring this one across the 25-yard line.
On the left side, gets out to about the 26, maybe 27-yard line.
Mark Newton has had one called pass play so far, and it ended up in a sack. So he has not had a chance to actually throw the ball yet. But I have the sense that regardless of who's playing quarterback, they're going to have to make this happen at some point. Handoff goes, the first man threw up the middle. That's going to be no gain.
Nothing there.
And that was Bjorn, the ball carrier that time. And I don't see Hugo Lopez out there as a running back, so they may be saving him for the quarterback position in the Wildcat right now. It's Bjorn and Norwood that are out there right now. Movement on the right side of the line that time.
I mean,
Joaquin Vara was the right guard who flinched and started to pull a little too early.
to be in your 10th game of the season and to have this lack of focus and discipline is simply unacceptable as a football program in high school at the varsity level. It just is.
And you may notice the Rowdy Rooters are having fun in their own way tonight on this, the day after Thanksgiving. The Christmas songs have already begun. Whistles.
And another false start against the Broncos.
Get the feeling that 8 o'clock tomorrow morning when they're getting ready for the Junior Broncos that we may still be here.
At this point, I'm telling you what, yeah. Championship day for shout out to the 14U Junior Broncos. They're the one team left alive. They'll take on Bradshaw Christian for the championship of the division at 14U.
Is that going to be here?
No, it'll be at Bradshaw Christian.
Newton, he's going to let this one fly. Nice catch. That's DeLucchi. DeLucchi out across the 30, and he's across the 35-yard line. That'll be a first down for Bella Vista. And that is just what the doctor ordered for the Broncos, and a nice pass from Mark Newton.
Very nice. Yeah, just to wrap up that Junior Broncos. So Bradshaw Christian is the host school for all four championship games, 8, 10, 12, and 14U. Bella Vista comes in as the 1 seed. Bradshaw is the 2. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Another false start.
You make the big play, and I feel for DeLucchi because that was a great catch and run and pass. And then it looks like he just lost his balance and twitched forward. And so usually you make the mistake and then you make up for it on the next play.
Correct.
This time it goes in the reverse order. Just another opportunity. Make another big catch.
And you can't blame the rain on false starts. I mean, it's not noisy. It's not windy. I mean, there's just I couldn't make up an excuse if I tried.
Referees agree to pick that flag up. Still first down.
So it's 1st and 15. And a whistle, and play winds down in slow motion. And another false start that's going to back this one up yet another 5 yards.
Well, part of the problem here is that Newton is having the ball snapped before the line is set. He's trying to go too fast. Now, you could say that's, because he hasn't been doing this, and I get that, but you got to slow down to have any shot
He
here.
comes over to the sideline between plays, and maybe at some point they're going to tell him that. There's a handoff. This goes to Norwood on the right side. And Norwood's going to be dropped for maybe a yard gain. We'll see.
That's going to be the last play of the first half, though.
And that is going to bring to a close this second quarter. And that is the end of the second quarter. The Bella Vista Broncos, it was all It was all Vista in this one in the second quarter with the 3 touchdowns and the one right before the quarter changed. They lead this one by a score of 28-0. And again, this is the Murphy's Law game for Bella Vista. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Correct.
You lose your starting quarterback, and then you've now tried to piece it together with a couple of guys there that maybe have been practicing the position because you were down to Jack Singley, but now they're thrust into having to make it happen. Hugo Lopez runs the Wildcat. Mark Newton takes snaps from under center. Matthew Bunny's not available because he's hurt, but he has played the position of quarterback before. So, I mean, it's just kind of gone from worse to even more worse for Bella Vista.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, and earlier in the season, you might try to pick out and say, well, this was good or this was good, but the reality is mistakes are just absolutely killing the Broncos between fumbles and penalties and miscommunications on punt or on kickoff returns. It's just one thing after another, and so I understand that it's senior night. I understand it's the last game, but this is certainly not the kind of game that you want to play to send your seniors and your head coach off. So hopefully in the next, just under 14 minutes, they can have a discussion on how to do something here in the second half. But it looks like it's going to be in front of a mighty small crowd as lots of people are heading for the exits in this rain.
And it's hard to blame them considering how what's happening with the weather here tonight. The weather, and that's, you talk about how football players love to play in the rain. They don't like getting beat 28-0 in the rain.
No, it's only fun in the rain if you're winning.
Yeah, exactly. Or if at least it's a close game. But and there's a look at it right now. You can see how the rain is just, how steady that rain pace is. And now take a look as we take a look at the lights here. As you can also see another good look here at the rain falling here. So for Bella Vista, yeah, hopefully they can turn around and the fans and the team, especially the seniors, can get some kind of a nice send-off. I mean, the senior night activities were great, but it's going to be their last game. So maybe it's what can the seniors do to kind of, I don't know, overcome all of this stuff that's going on right now,
right?
And possibly take at least make this a game. I don't know if you can come back from a 28-0 lead against a team like Vista del Lago that should be playing next week. So
yeah. Well, we're starting to get pelted in here with a little bit of rain now. It's raining so much. I don't see from where, though.
Well, maybe if it's at an angle, it's shooting in from some of the openings here. But all right, well, it is halftime. We are going to take a break. I do not see the band, so I guess the band has called it off for tonight, and hard to blame them in this weather.
Yeah.
So the crowd is entertaining themselves. We've got about 11 minutes or so to go before we begin the second half. So we're going to step away. We'll just keep the stream going. It is 28-0 here at halftime, and we'll have the second half for you in a few minutes. Well, you can see the rain falling. You can hear the crowd doing their best to stay engaged and in this one. And just a mess out here at Bella Vista High School as the final seconds are going to count down, and we are going to get the second half underway. I don't know, Aaron. I think at this point the teams just want to play this one out and bring this to a conclusion.
Yeah, it's there's under a minute left here before we start the second half, and it is. When you and I stepped out at halftime to look at some things, and I'm absolutely soaked. I was only out for a couple of minutes, so we'll have to see how equipment handles all this rain. I mean, so far it's been okay, but it's really coming down.
We'll see. We may have lost our monitor. Well, we just need to play out the spring at this point. My glasses are soaked.
Yeah, earlier this year in May, I was in a bike race and it poured rain the whole race through all 40 minutes. And so I got done. There was no part of me that was not wet, and that's kind of how these players feel tonight. Just everything was wet. So.
And honestly, we're underneath the tent, and until we actually stepped out at halftime and realized that both of our jackets have been soaked. We didn't really have a true appreciation for exactly how bad that it is. But yeah, it looks like our monitor has decided to take the rest of the night off. I hope it's not damaged. But we'll bring you this second half here in the rain here at Bella Vista High School. It's been quite an evening as it is already. So stay with us. For those of you that were here for senior night and are now catching the second half on the live stream here on BV Live Sports, we welcome you and thank you for braving the elements and coming out to see this one. And now let's bring out the season. We look at Oscar Mortensen down on the field doing a little dance. Or wait a minute, that's right. He doesn't go by Oscar. He goes by Big Kicker Dude.
That's right.
So he gets the opportunity to come out and kick an extra point. That's what we're going to have to call him.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. I mean, there are a strong Vista del Lago core over there under umbrellas and pop-up tents, and there are fewer, I think, Bella Vista folks left under umbrellas and ponchos. And now we've got Coach Jim Gray going out. The field here to talk with.
I wonder if they're just going to call it.
It's a running clock.
Okay, so we're gonna do a running clock, but I guess we are going to play. I wondered if they were just going to go out and talk and just call the game. Maybe it has to be at least more than a half a game played to be official.
Probably 3/4. Probably play 3/4 to be official on the night of the CIF rules, so we will see here.
And you feel for Jim Gray. I mean, it's been a very trying season. Barring a major miracle, Bella Vista's going to finish 0-10, which he was brought in here to put a stop to that, and he did. I mean, give him credit. He restored credibility to this program. And for his last season to end with an 0-10 year after so many of those last decade.
It's just unfortunate.
It is. It really is. But a new era of Bella Vista football will be ushered in next year. And speaking of new eras, a new era of Bella Vista basketball is being ushered in this year. And it will be ushered in right here on BV Live Sports later on this month. So stay tuned for the announcements that will come for our basketball coverage this year as the second half kickoff is returned by Budenbender out across the 20-yard line. And we are ready to get this.
Budenbender with the return.
Quarter now underway.
1st and 10, Bella Vista.
And again, the clock, we have a running clock.
At the 22.
So it looks like by insider source there, that would not come to fruition. Because Mark Newton is under. We don't have the chain set. Clock continues to run, which I think is a good thing. Agreed. Play to the right side will go for virtually nothing.
Get back to the line of scrimmage. Come out 2nd down and 10.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Bella Vista. Newton's going to roll out to his left. He's going to take off and run with it. A stutter step move out across the 25-yard line, and right at the 25 is where he goes out of bounds.
Flag on the play.
I didn't see who the offensive lineman was for the Playa Vista, but he was in the backfield. Mark
And a penalty against the Broncos that'll negate that run.
And so that personal foul will bring this thing back.
Ball may move back just inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
Like they've settled
Be
on
2nd
Newton
down,
to
and
finish up
we're going
the
to call
game
it
at
long.
quarterback. Wish Jack Singley the best. Obviously, he factors in as the quarterback the next couple of years.
Newton picks up a couple. Be 3rd down long.
And they're going to mark this one at the 13-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 20 yards to go. For the running clock here at Bella Vista High School. A wet night. Looks like maybe the rain is kind of easing off a little bit. Newton's back to pass. He's standing there with the ball under pressure. They'll send the ball downfield and overshoots.
Pass incomplete.
Receiver Bjorn.
4th down.
Incomplete. So that'll bring us now to a 4th down and a punting situation for the Broncos. Hoo-wee. Kind of taking a look here at the radar. Does look like maybe in the next hour it's going to let up, which selfishly could use the rest to try this all down. Yes. But it's, shout out to everybody who's still here. My goodness. I mean, whether you're here to watch your kid or support the program, or the Rowdy Rubens doing, they're still here. They've dwindled in numbers, but those that are here are still very rowdy. So, which is what you would expect. Correct. For a group called the Rowdy Rubens. So Ryan Warner standing at his goal line, fields a low snap, and he'll step into it and get this one away. And that one's going to go out of bounds right at the Bella Vista 40-yard line.
Eagles ball inside Bella Vista territory, just outside the 40-yard line.
21 of those coming in the second quarter. And then if you extend the second quarter by 10.6 seconds, then 28 of them. We'll see if Vista del Lago lets up at this point. It just goes to the running game as well. The running clock continues. We're at 7 minutes already. And that's a high snap over Rogers' head. He's going to go field the ball. It's still loose on the ground, and I think the Broncos may have recovered it. Let's see what they say here.
Loss on the play.
And Rogers must have gotten it back. And looks like another injured Bronco here.
Second down and long.
Marcelo Cruz that was going after the ball. Then comes Brennan Holzap, right? 88.
Marcelo Cruz is a 6', 220-pound senior. And that's not how he wanted to see his final game end. So second down and a bunch. Here's a jet sweep to Green. Green has some running room, and he's across midfield. Green's going to get the first down and more. Oh, my goodness. So that was second down and something
Touchdown,
like 40
Eagles.
yards to go. And Will Green just ran that 60 yards for a touchdown.
I understand that you have high school players here, but this is the definition of giving up. I'm just done.
And that's a bummer.
It is. It's completely depleted, defeated. The best case would be if a full game is 3 quarters here at that point. At this point would be to call the game because someone's going to get hurt at this rate if the level
Ahola is going to attempt the extra point here. And the boot is on the way. And it is good. And so 4:58 to go and counting because of the running clock. You know, I can remember back to my years of playing, my 1 year of playing, if you want to call it that, at Eastside Catholic High School in now Sammamish, Washington. That program is a powerhouse in football now. It wasn't in 1986 when I played. It was in the building stages when I played. Our team, we had a 9-game regular season, and our team finished the year 1-8. Our one win was over the our crosstown rivals on their field. Our last game against Mercer Island High School at our home field, it might have rained or not. We just got thumped, and I'm having flashbacks to that fall of 1985. Simpson has trouble handling it. He picks it back up. He's right around the 5-yard line. Isn't going to go any further. And a flag is flying. I thought something didn't look right there. There may be a face mask here.
Well, and you've got a little chippiness going on, and that's normally, though, that's what the team that's getting beat. In this case, seemed to be this.
Bella Vista stopped at about the 5. There's a flag on the play.
That should give Bella Vista better yardage to start the drive.
Bring about out to about the 20-yard line here. So we'll see the call here.
Personal foul against the Eagles. A little extra something on the tackle. That's going to be 15 more yards. So they'll bring it from the 5 out to the 20. First and 10, Bella Vista.
Move into a possible playoff. If you're Kyle Landis, the head coach, you certainly don't want your team to be engaging in that kind of stuff.
No, because we have personal fouls, especially for our sportsmanlike conduct. The second one's a disqualification, and because we're in the second half of the game, they would miss the first half of the ball.
Here's Newton. He'll take this one off left guard and pick up about 3
We'll
yards.
run up the A gap,
Maybe
picks
4
up about a yard.
after standing at the
Second
3-yard
down.
line. The line of scrimmage was 21. So gain of 3 on the play, second down and 7. Rain is really eased off now.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Broncos up to the line of scrimmage once again. run the ball to the left side and not get very much there, if anything at all. Looked like that was Budenbender on the carry.
A little bit of a loss on there. They'll give them some forward progress out to about the 23. 3rd down and 8.
So call that a loss of a yard to the 23. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout called. So that will stop the clock with 1:25 to go. We are in a running clock situation, which is something that both coaches agreed at halftime. We're not in running clock, or at least we weren't at the start at 28-0. It's 35-0 now.
Yeah, we'd automatically be in it for the fourth quarter. Well, I guess both coaches still have to agree. Based on CIF rules, fourth quarter, you can have a running clock in varsity games. So. Not quite sure why Vista called timeout there. I mean, unless it's to just kind of recenter there after some chippiness, and maybe the coach can work on George to say, hey, listen, we got more games to play here, so let's keep everybody healthy. Let's,
Well, in 2 years of doing these games, we've certainly seen quite a bit happen on this field. And really going to be interesting to see what happens next year. We've mentioned that Coach Gray is stepping aside. He's retiring at the end of this is his last game. Certainly wish him well in his retirement. But a new era of Bella Vista football. We've seen some players, Devon Norwood, Hugo Lopez, Jack Singley in particular, that are sophomores, have a couple of years in the program. There's a catch made out of the 25-yard line. Now I guess they're going to say incomplete.
yeah, I just pulled around his hands. They had it. And now you're 4th down.
And right now, if you're Bella Vista, there's no sense in trying to get too cute here.
4th down, Bella Vista.
Well, you're going to run out of time. You'll have to snap, I guess. I don't even know if they run a play clock. I would assume you have to run a play clock.
Yeah, you may have delay of game,
Yeah, so you'd have to snap it here, but
but the clock isn't going to stop.
no, and this is going to get us to the end of
One thing I did not think I would ever say on one of these broadcasts, and we'll let Ryan put this one away, and we'll let this one bounce, and that one's going to roll and be down at the 44-yard line. I never thought that I would...
Eagle football at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
But I just witnessed that. And it wasn't a bad one.
this is going to be the end of the quarter.
That'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
The question is whether Devin
So we'll have a
Wright might
momentary timeout. We'll switch ends of the field, and we'll reboot for the 4th quarter.
This is over.
Take a look to your left and your right, and honor the person who's a diehard fan that's still in the stands in this weather.
Full team, a full roster, lots of hope, lots of excitement about what it could be. And now I look at this beat up, banged up, dwindling in numbers team, and just got going. See Arthur Shevak looks like he's going to get into the game. He's a senior.
And it looks like David Wright is now in the quarterback, the backup. And that will go right up the middle. Not a bad run. Crowd really getting into it on that 6-yard run.
Inside handoff picks up about 6. Flag on the play.
And there is a flag down. Ball carrier. With Dylan Blair, number 33.
A penalty against the Broncos.
Penalty against
That'll give the Eagles a 1st down. That was a personal foul penalty.
foul. It's going to mark this one down to the 32-yard line. Blair will line up in the backfield with Wright at quarterback. full slate of new wide receivers. Grant Rogers is not going to throw for 145 yards tonight, so he'll have to wait till next week to get to 2,000 yards. He's the ball carrier here.
Run up the middle, stopped by a bunch of Broncos.
Flair again with his second carry of the game.
Like Ryan Warner leading the charge there.
And that's going to be no gain on the
Ryan
play.
Warner fan club. Second down 11.
On the stop, second down, 11 yards to go. Still with that same multi-wide receiver set. Single back in the backfield. Cromwell comes in motion. That's Kyle Cromwell. Fumbles the ball. He is going to be hit by Ferrarini back at midfield. And I'll tell you somebody else.
Dominic Ferrarini with a tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, he's had the best game he's had all season, frankly. And, that you said at the beginning, he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay hungry. Those two things go hand in hand.
And it looks like
Third down.
Yeah, right now he
so
is
far,
certainly.
yes. So third down and half the distance to Elk Grove. Wright may throw his first pass of the game here. Taking his time.
Yeah, they're chewing up the play clock.
And they do hand it off. And it's a big run up the middle. Short of the first down, but lots of yardage there.
Bunch of yardage picked up.
Kyle Cromwell on that one.
Coming up being up fourth down, about 5 for the Eagles.
Fourth down and 5 now for Vista del Lago, who, by the way, have not punted in this game. They've been stopped on fourth down twice. They've had 5 touchdowns. 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Wright has Blair behind him. And Wright's going to keep this one. And he's going to get a first down inside the 20-yard line.
First down Eagles inside the 20 at about the 17.
We'll see if this one comes back.
Just like even the chain damage. The clock in trouble getting it's like one thing after another. We really want to try hard, to stay optimistic for these kids and just for what the future holds. But
Holding on the Eagles, it'll nullify that carry.
it's hard to stay motivated. If you're underclassmen,
Fourth down at about 14 yards.
4th and 14 now. Did they start this?
35 points. You could punt depending on accuracy.
They would. Well, let's see what happens. Here's the handoff, goes to Blair. And Blair is hit. And they'll just take over the ball.
Hammer time!
First down Bella Vista.
So the Broncos will get the ball at midfield. 7:22 to go. And counting because of the running clock. So it has been all Vista del Lago tonight. Let's see what the Broncos can do. Hugo Lopez is back in to run the Wildcat. And he'll keep it on his own. And he bulldozes over a defender and brings this one out close to midfield. So that's a pickup of 8, second down and 2. Goes right through his legs, and Budenbender's just going to fall down on that one.
Yep, and that's on the center. Shotgun snap. I mean, that's something that Bella Vista has not done all year. They do on the night, but Vista's had more trouble with that than Bella Vista.
That's really the first bad snap of the game.
It is. It is. So, I mean, kudos to them for that.
But you're right, it is something new.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't run shotgun all year.
So Lopez out of the Wildcat. He's going to keep it on his own, slips a couple of tackles there. And he's going to get back right to about the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a third down and about 11 yards to go. Let's see where they're going to mark.
Fourth down and 8.
Give him a lot more progress than I thought he got. So they're going to bring that to the 43-yard line. It's going to be, fourth down and 8. That makes sense at this point. We're going to let Hugo cook here. Give it to Norwood. And he's going to be swarmed on right there for no gain. And with 5:01 to go, the ball will go over on downs. That's almost Bella Vista at that point, waving the white flag. And
Eagles football.
it's hard to argue based on the quarterback situation for Bella Vista. I mean, you started with Riley Dick this season. He got hurt. Thomas Wani came in. Then Jack Singley. Matthew Bunny has taken a snap. Hugo Lopez has taken several snaps tonight. And Mark Newton.
Yeah, it just...
All of them have taken snaps from center for Bella Vista this year.
Yeah.
And it's necessity.
So Bella Vista called timeout because we don't have enough people on the field. I mean, we can't even get a full 11 out. I would just say that I'm disappointed for the team and for the organization to have the season end this way. It's disappointing for the senior class. It's disappointing, and that really is where the disappointment mainly lies. These are kids that, in most cases, have spent 4 years in this program. Saw it build to see it go downhill this year. And right now, if you're an underclassman, we're looking to come to high school next year. You got to be wondering, what am I getting myself into? But, there's a new era coming. You mentioned it about men's basketball coming up, boys basketball coming up. With football, we'll see that next year too. And so there's optimism in that.
First and 10 Vista as they'll go with the jet sweep this time. But that's Kyle Cromwell who will bring this one down to the 37-yard line.
Second down.
This will be second down and 2. Right, the backup quarterback once again. Go shotgun every snap. Blair is the lone setback, still the same 4 wide receiver set. Wright hasn't thrown a pass in this game yet. Really, I don't think we're going to see that. Here's Blair. Blair struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he does. That'll be
third down and
about
2.
2 yards to go. Under 3 minutes to go with the running clock. The Bella Vista Broncos, for the first time, I believe, since the COVID year, which was only 3 games, but then several years before that, are going to complete a winless season. There were several in a row before Jim Gray stepped in. And they reached the pinnacle last year as a first down run there for Vista del Lago. They reached the pinnacle.
First down Eagles.
Of making the playoffs. And you talked about this, we talked about this. There was the momentum that was we were going to hopefully see a playoff run this year.
Yeah.
After everything that happened last year, some success to build on, and unfortunately it didn't work out that way. And
I think Vista's going to kneel this out now.
Can't say as I blame them.
They look to be in a, and they will.
So they will. So
which is
Vista,
classic.
Yes, indeed. Vista del Lago will finish the year at 5-5, 4-2 in Capital Valley Conference play.
Riley Dick going in on defense.
How about that?
There we go.
How about that? He does get in, and you can hear the crowd. Listen to the crowd. They're even chanting his name. So he's able to get on the field for senior night, and that is good to see.
Yeah, you know the game is done when the middle linebacker comes over to the defensive back position to talk to your senior quarterback that gets in a play.
And the next kneel down by Wright. We'll get one more of those, and the season will come to an end. So Jim Gray comes in as the head coach when Bella Vista's program was reeling. He restored credibility. He got them to the playoffs last year. And he is now going to begin his retirement with this kneel down and the final seconds that will soon tick off the clock here at Bella Vista High School. Unfortunately, it's an 0-10 season for Bella Vista, and they lose this one by a score of 35-0. You can go back and look at the first 6 games of the year and again ask yourself what might have been. I know that we were talking a lot. You know, they should have beaten Casa. They should have beaten Oakmont to start the season. They should have beaten Nevada Union. And those games were much closer than the last few. The last 4 were the toughest part of the schedule. We knew that.
We knew that
when we look at the schedule. And guess what? Those are the same 4 teams that are going to end with next year. It's just that the locations are going to change. We're going to get to see Christian Brothers and Wood Creek here, and they'll get to go to Vista del Lago, which is a very nice.
Yeah.
And they will go. We'll see what happens with the new era of Bella Vista football, but right now we can write a postscript on this particular season. Boy, some major injuries. We talked about it. 6 different players, and only them were actual quarterbacks.
Correct.
So, and that was by necessity. Injuries happened. Injuries happen throughout the year, but unfortunately also the turnover and penalty bugs, and we talked about some of those games earlier where we say they should have won. The reason they didn't win are because of just critical errors that happened. A big first down nullified by a penalty, or you're running and trying to get that extra yardage and you lose the ball, and all of a sudden what could have been a touchdown drive winds up being a touchdown for the other team.
Yeah, I mean, and I think if you're Bella Vista, I mean, just as a program overall. So this starts at the administration, the principal, athletic director. You have to take some time now, with the season being over, to really do some soul searching and figure out what you want as an organization. In most high school programs, your football team and your men's basketball team dictate a lot of how things go. So it's really important to have solid opportunities there. And so I think you really are going to have to do some soul searching as to who is going to lead this team into the future, to hopefully get Bella Vista football back to where we all want it to be, so that, as we bring you these games where they're exciting and dynamic and not, filled full of penalties and mistakes and just the constant story. I feel like that's on repeat sometimes. It makes it difficult.
Well, we want to thank you all for being here and joining us throughout the course of the season for the 5 games that we brought you here on BV Live Sports. We are undeterred. We will be back next week.
We will.
So we will have Bella Vista football. And, of course, we'll also shift gears and get ready for the basketball season. Both the boys and the girls teams are going to be tipping off later this month, and so we'll have their home games for you here on BV Live Sports. Lacrosse in the spring, and then back at it with the football team, and there's still going to be kios.
There will, yeah. There's going to be kios, and I know we'll have a little bit of a break here where you're doing basketball and I'm coaching here at the wrestling program. But looking forward to getting back together for girls lacrosse and building off what was a really excellent year last year.
Yes, that was an incredible year by the girls lacrosse team. The boys lacrosse team is building.
Yeah.
They've had some repeated coaching changes over the course of the year, but Jim Goldsmith is going to be back for a second year, so there's some stability there. And Matthew Bunny, hopefully he gets over his injuries, because he's going to be like the featured guy with Mateo Polanco and Joe Thomas and some of those other folks graduating. It's going to be the Matthew Bunny show. Well, hopefully that guy. I mean, he's going to have
he'll have other people, right? Yeah, exactly.
But he's the one with the experience, and so he'll be leading the way. And I think there's other guys on defense as well. So we're looking forward to that, and it's going to be a lot of fun as we go through the rest of the academic year and follow the sports teams here at Bella Vista here on BV Live Sports. So we want to say there's a lot of people we want to thank. There's Scarlett Thompson, who's been keeping stats for us this year. There's Stephanie DeGata, and tonight Lacey Anderson working the camera. Charlie Keogh did some camera work for us,
that's right,
and he did a great job, as a matter of fact. There's Julie Tharlson, my wife, and our producer extraordinaire. Thank you as well for all the hard work. And of course, Aaron, great having you for another year. Looking forward to the spring with lacrosse, next year with football as well, as we continue along this journey of bringing Bella Vista sports to the masses. And I just really hope that all of you really enjoy what we're doing. And please drop us a note here on YouTube. The outcomes of the games have not always been what we were hoping for, but these kids work hard, and they deserve the publicity that comes with the efforts that they put in. And certainly we've seen some great things. We saw 6, and we've seen some big touchdown passes, and hopefully we'll see more of those as we come in. And it sounds like the rain is. That's our cue again. I think that's our cue to get out of here. Yep. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. It's a 35-0 Vista del Lago win tonight. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you again for basketball and lacrosse before we join you next year for football once again. For Aaron Keogh, I'm George Tharlson. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you down the road.